Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday, June 18th. We are live on location for the next 4 hours from the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority.
Very exciting day so far. The weather is participating. A little cool. The rain is held off. We were wondering a little earlier on in the morning as it was coming down. Brian's going to have all your weather details throughout the morning. There's going to be news, traffic updates, of course. We're in the Port of Hamilton. A lot of business here. A lot of commerce comes and goes through this area. We're going to talk to a number of individuals and introduce you to a number of companies that rely on this place to do their business.
And it's kind of a world that we never get to see, so we are going to take you behind the scenes to show you. Emily is going to be at G3 Hamilton on Eastport Drive, and she's going to look at a number of businesses that help keep the port moving. And Brian, first we're heading down to Harbor West Marina, where Brian is keeping things looking at the weather right now.
Yeah, well, at least the good news is that the rain, and we did have some heavy rain earlier this morning, at least that has tapered off. And it's not clearing, the sky is fairly cloudy, but at least it's not raining down here. We're at Harbor West Marina, and I'm just trying to keep the Canada geese from making a big disturb. Would you guys just keep it down a little bit here? They're just kind of in formation swimming by me here. So yeah, we're looking at cloudy skies for the day today. There's still a chance of some showers. Later on, there's a chance of a thunderstorm as well. And we should hit about 21 for the day today, which is about where we got to yesterday. So chance of showers, chance of thunderstorms. The problem is going to be the wind today. The winds are going to be strong and gusty, from 40 gusting to about 70 kilometers an hour as the day progresses. So we'll fill you in on all the details on the forecast, of course, as we continue. Guys, keep it down over there, would you really? So we'll keep you updated on the forecast coming up in a few minutes. But right now, to check what's happening on the roads this morning, here's Steve Reddick.
Okay, Brian, let's have a look and see what's happening on the roads. And we have a variety of winds out there. There's been some rain, as you mentioned, some thunderstorms. I expect that to continue on the roads. It hasn't really had a huge impact right now, but let's go to our cameras and have a quick look at one area that's slow. And this is at the Ford plant, Toronto bound. Looks like the HOV lane there. And again, police and emergency crews are there. At least one vehicle's off to the side. Tow trucks there, so they should get that cleaned up. But at least for now, at a couple of minutes after 6, seems to be not really affecting traffic, slowing it down just a little bit, but otherwise looking all right. Let's go down towards the Niagara area. Not seeing much in the way of rain at this particular juncture. Niagara Street, much the same. Although down there, the gustier winds are in around the Port Colborne area, Welland area, over 30 kilometers per hour. For the rest of us, just looking at less than 30. And looking at the Burlington Skyway Bridge, traffic's moving along in good shape, but I have reports of foggy conditions and of some flooding Toronto-bound lanes. So be aware of that. 2 hands on the wheels, please, please, this morning as you're driving in there. We'll check up on things in a little while. Let's go over to the desk.
Thanks, Steve. 8 pets are dead and 6 people are without a home after a fire ripped through a house in Hamilton last night. Crews were called to the home just before 7 p.m. on Gertrude Street near Gage Avenue and Burlington Street. Hamilton Fire Chief Dave Cunliffe says the fast-moving fire looked to have started in the back of the house and then began to spread to 2 homes on either side of it. No one was home at the time of the fire, but it caused around $750,000 in damages and around $40,000 to damage in the adjacent homes. The cause has yet to be determined. A city worker is being called a hero after he risked his life running into a burning building to save a mother.
She was about 6 feet inside the door, and I could hear her saying, "Help me," and smoke was so thick I couldn't even see that the door wasn't quite open all the way. So my shoulder hit it, and then I pushed it, and then a big gulp of smoke come towards me, and then I got down low, and I could see her then. And then I said, "Okay, crawl to me." And she said, "I can't. I fall in, my legs hurt, it's bleeding." So I crawled into her.
Hamilton's fire chief says the blaze broke out just after 7 yesterday morning at a home on Cope Street, with the 3 people who lived there all inside, a man and a woman in their 70s and a man in his 40s that neighbors say is their son. Paul Toth was about to catch the bus to head to his job with Public Works when he saw the smoke and ran to help. All 3 people inside were taken to hospital for smoke inhalation. Hamilton Fire says it does not appear suspicious. The community is rallying around a family in Port Colborne that was displaced after a fire inside their home happened on Monday.
She plays ice hockey here with Port Minor Hockey, and she is on her 5th competitive season with Cheer United in Welland. All of his ice hockey equipment, his sticks, everything are gone.
Kimberly says the support from her community has been overwhelming, with family, friends, and people from both organizations her kids are part of donating clothes, food, and more. A GoFundMe has also been started. None of the family were home when the fire broke out on Monday, and Kimberly ran inside to save the family pets, a dog and 2 guinea pigs. Damage is estimated to be between $50,000 and $100,000. More than $10 million worth of contraband tobacco has been seized in an ongoing OPP investigation. Several boxes of fine-cut tobacco, cigarettes, and shisha tobacco were recovered in a warehouse on 6 Nations. Police say the facility is connected to a non-Indigenous criminal network. A handgun, 3 stolen vehicles, and $25,000 in cash were also seized. 2 men from Hamilton face several charges. Police also identified 13 foreign nationals during their search warrants. An Oakville man described as being vulnerable has been missing for nearly a week. Halton police say 40-year-old Sajedin Surawardi hasn't been seen since last Friday morning near Glen Ashton Drive and Trafalgar Road in Oakville. Sajedin is about 6'3" with a thin build. He has ties to the Toronto area and uses public transit. The funeral for an Ontario Provincial Police Constable who was killed on the job last week will be held in Mississauga today. Tarun Bali was fatally struck by a vehicle in the northern Ontario town of Hearst as police tried to stop a person who had escaped from a hospital. Bali's funeral service is not open to the general public, but the OPP says people can observe the funeral procession on the way to the Mississauga Sports and Entertainment Centre. The service is expected to be live streamed on the OPP's YouTube page. The Snowbirds aerial team made one final stop in Hamilton before the program is grounded for several years. The government announced in May that the 9-jet Snowbird team will be grounded after their current 55th season until the early 2030s and eventually replaced with new planes. The Snowbirds team was escorted into Hamilton by the museum's B-52 bomber as the Lancaster, which has been painted to honor the squadron, was grounded. To some sports news, Hamilton's PWHL team has made its first ever draft pick.
With the 6th overall pick in the 2026 PWHL draft, PWHL Hamilton selects from the University of Minnesota defender Nelly Lehtinen.
Nelly Lehtinen was a 4-time All-Star in Finland's top women's hockey league, where she was also named the best defender 3 times. The 24-year-old helped Finland to a bronze medal at the 2022 Winter Olympics. Hamilton selected Jade Ingela in the 2nd round. The 21-year-old was a forward at Brown University and the daughter of Hockey Hall of Famer Jarome Iginla. Harry Kane scored twice to equal the English record for World Cup goals, leading the 3 Lions to a 4-2 win over Croatia. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal were surprisingly held to a 1-1 draw by Congo in their opening match. In other games, Ghana blanked Panama 1-0 in Toronto, and Colombia beat Uzbekistan 3-1. Canada will play its 2nd match of the World Cup tonight, when they host Qatar. Coach Jesse Marsh provided some good news on the status of Captain Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, he's been in training this week, and he'll be available tomorrow, and we'll see how the match goes and then make a decision on how we would choose to use him.
The game there kicks off in Vancouver at 6 p.m. Eastern.
A little pop-up shallow right. It's dropping. Take it. It's a blue RBI single to bring in Jimenez and make it 3-0.
For the second game in a row, the Blue Jays got the better of the Red Sox. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. drove in 2 runs as Toronto beat Boston 3-0. Andrés Giménez had 2 hits, an RBI, and 3 steals. Max Scherzer was supposed to start last night's game, but he was placed on the 10-day injured list due to back spasms. 7 Jays pitchers combined on a 7-hit shutout. Toronto will go for a series sweep later this afternoon. In Canadian Baseball League action, Brandon Hoppe finished a triple short of a cycle in Welland's 14-4 win over Toronto. The Jackfish scored 10 runs in the 6th inning and improved to 9-6 on the season.
Okay, let's check the traffic right now. 6:10 on your Thursday, and again, it's a little foggy out there. There's some rain in some areas, so just be aware of that. There's some ponding reports and foggy conditions. We do have one area of contention at this particular juncture, and it's still ongoing here. This is Toronto-bound lanes of the QEW at the Ford plant. Emergency vehicles off to the side there right now, so again, just be aware of that slow area as we speak, but traffic seems to be getting around it okay. Checking other areas up by Pearson Airport, we're seeing, again, much the same scenario. Rainy conditions, some little foggy conditions out there, but traffic is moving along okay. Just give yourself a little extra time as you're heading out there this morning. There was an earlier report of a situation here, an accident on the side, but don't see it here at QEW and Mississauga Road, so that's some good news. And down by Niagara, seeing, I don't want to say dry conditions, but not quite as much rainy conditions, but windier down there in the Niagara area. So again, good start to the day for the most part, but again, just give yourself a little extra time because situations have been and will be changing. Let's join Brian.
It's getting better. It is getting better down here because it was pouring rain, absolutely pouring rain earlier, but now it's tapered off. So we're out here without umbrellas, which is wonderful, but it's fairly cloudy. Let's check the temperature that we have starting off this Thursday morning here. Hamilton right now, we've been sitting at 18 degrees this hour. Last hour we were sitting at 17, so we've come up a degree, but we will continue to climb as the day goes on. We've got a low pressure system that has been glancing its way across the Great Lakes, and that's given us all the instability with thunderstorms. It's going to push off towards the east. We're not going to see a lot of sunshine for the day today. It's going to stay fairly cloudy. So today's forecast, showers coming to an end this morning. A high should hit 21 degrees, but it is going to be windy. Winds will gust to 70 kilometers an hour. Tonight, chance of showers, then it'll become partly cloudy, low down to 12. Tomorrow, we'll see a little bit more cloud cover starting to roll in the morning. So mainly cloudy day during the day tomorrow and a high of 22. For Saturday, well, Saturday now we're calling for a mix of sun and clouds. There will be a chance of a shower. The high should reach 23. Oh, but look what happens on Sunday. Sunday, of course, is Father's Day and as well the first day of summer. Summer arrives Sunday morning at 4:24 in the morning. We should have the sunshine and 24 degrees. And that's a look at your forecast.
All right, thank you, Brian. Emily Vukovic is also on location this morning. Emily, where do we find you?
Hi, guys. I'm at Hamilton G3, so right near Pier 6. And I'm going to be showcasing some really amazing things. Every time you drive over the Skyway to Hamilton, you see it. You see all the cool stuff. You see these big piles of iron ore, you see these big piles of dirt and gravel, and you can see all the sparks and a little bit of fire. And I'm showing you some really cool behind the scenes of a lot of these businesses that operate right here at HOPA. And it's not something that we'd get to see every day, so I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Hey, thanks very much. Looking forward to that. Coming up, we are going to show you how partnerships are driving economic growth, transportation, and trade across the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority.
$6.16 on your Thursday morning. The dollar is down, currently at 70.87 cents U.S. Gold is down $74 U.S. an ounce, and oil is down $1.75 to $74.26 U.S. a barrel. In midday European trading, Paris is up, while London and Frankfurt are behind this hour. On the Asian markets, Tokyo rocketed up with a gain of more than 1,100 points, but Hong Kong and Shanghai posted both losses on the day. And Wednesday's close, the key North American markets were all down, with the TSX dropping more than 260 points. Statistics Canada says the country's population edged lower in the first quarter of 2026. The agency estimates the population at 41,417,056 on April 1st. That's down just a little over 55,000 people, or 0.1% from January 1st. The decrease comes as the preliminary number of non-permanent residents fell by almost 118,000 people in the first 3 months of the year. That compares with a decline of over 55,000 a year ago. Rogers Communications has become the latest major telecom company to receive a warning from the CRTC over newly introduced customer fees. New regulations that took effect Friday prohibit telecom providers from charging customers fees to activate, modify, or cancel cell phone plans. Rogers maintains that its new charges are optional and should therefore be exempt from the rules. Bell and TELUS made similar arguments after receiving comparable warnings from the CRTC.
Okay, good news is it looks like that fender bender at the QEW and the Ford plant has been cleared up right now. Traffic's moving along nicely. However, we also notice here that the fog has moved in and it's raining again and windy conditions out there. So not a pleasant drive for most areas today. But the good news is things are cleared up. So if you're heading out, just give yourself a little extra time because, again, it's a little on the slow side down there. Up by Pearson Airport, we're seeing traffic moving along in good shape. Not seeing any accidents there. Up by the Skyway Bridge in Burlington, we are seeing Toronto bound, a little fog in the area, although it looks like it's moved off a little bit, but there's some ponding there, so just be aware of that. Down by the Niagara area, Glendale, seeing things, I don't want to say dry up, but maybe a little less rain currently, but windier down in that area. Brian will be back in a couple of minutes with your 7-day forecast, and it's a special day here on Morning Live. We're featuring the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Welcome back to Morning Live on this Thursday morning. It's the 18th of June. This is our live show for the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority. I'm at the West Harbor Marina. You know, I'm seeing a little bit of sunshine here. Hold your breath. Hopefully we'll get more of it and we'll see some sunshine for the day today, but it doesn't look like we're going to see an awful lot. Let's check our long-range forecast for the day today. Temperature today is going to hit 21 degrees. Humidex about 26. We have still a chance of a shower. Risk of a thunderstorm. That was early this morning. Tonight we'll dip down to 12 with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow we'll start to see a little more cloud cover during the morning. Tomorrow's high 22 with a humidex of 25. For Saturday, sun, clouds, and 23. Oh, but Sunday looks beautiful for the first day of summer and, of course, for Father's Day. That's a look at your forecast. Back to Annette and Rick.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. The Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority, it connects port and marine assets across Hamilton, Oshawa, and Niagara as well. And it powers trade and economic growth.
And partnerships with companies like Fluke Transportation. We have the Mr. Hamilton, the CEO of Fluke Transport, the founder of the Fox 40 Whistle, as well with us, the CEO, Ian Hamilton of the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority. Gentlemen, good morning. Thanks for joining us on location here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much.
Ron, I'm going to start off with you because you've been a partner of HOPA, Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority, for many years.
Yes, almost 20 years. And it's amazing because the HOPA is, in my opinion, the best port in the country. So we have, it's not a tenant landlord relationship, it's a partnership. And as you know, things changed economically in the world in January 2025. So we had many challenges that we had to turn into opportunities. Being a partner with the port, it had that great opportunity to go to the port, to Ian. Ian's team are supply chain experts. Our team at Fluke are supply chain experts. So we turned those economic challenges that were presented to us in January 2025 into opportunities. And we work with Ian and his team to turn all these challenges into great opportunities. And it's a great partnership right here in Hamilton with the best port in the country.
And just before we get to Ian, what kind of things have you been moving since January?
Well, we do supply chain. Basically, if it goes in a grocery store or a big box store, we trucked it and we warehoused it. Now, since January 25, there's something you can't deal with in business and our clients can't deal with: uncertainty and chaos. So we went to Ian's team and said, our clients are dealing with uncertainty and chaos. Can we work on solving these challenges and creating opportunities? And we have.
Amazing. Ian, Fluke Transportation is one of many organizations that rely on the port to distribute their goods. How many more are involved in this process?
Well, at the port, we have about 130 individual tenants who call it home. I'm particularly proud of the relationship with Fluke. It was I joined the port about 18 or 19 years ago, and that was one of the first customers that we were able to bring on board into one of our warehousing facilities.
And given the success of HOPA, does it continue to grow? Are businesses knocking on the door to say, hey, we want a part of this?
Yeah, and that's part of our strategy of moving outside of just Hamilton and moving into the Niagara region. We just are running out of space here in Hamilton, and especially the way we're responding as a country to the challenges and the chaos that Ron's describing, and trying to move our export market from 72 to 78% to the United States to more like 55, and creating new industries. People are really looking to the port to say, how do we facilitate these types of changes and create some value proposition so that we can export to international markets.
Ron, more than 2 decades ago, you came to the port. What did you see then? We got just under a minute. What did you see then that you saw the opportunity for your company to grow here?
Well, what it is it's like having supply chain experts on your team. And because Ian's team are amazing. Ian studied supply chain management in the United States. Now, since January 25, we got new challenges and we got new opportunities. And United States is still important, but what we've worked with the port on creating opportunities worldwide. So we've still got United States. It's still very important. It's a mystery why the White House would have declared economic war on their most loyal trading customer, Canada. But having said that, working with Ian and his team, we have created new opportunities with the port experts around the world.
And we're going to learn lots more about all of those opportunities and different modes of transport as well, not just shipping, as our special continues from HOPA Ports.